already read or seen before. If it is a story or a book that you've read, you can show me the link, or you can show me tapping on your head so that I can see you know the book. The book that I'm going to read is Library Mouse. If you want to come to the middle of the rug, you may. Library Mouse, written by Daniel Kirk. Library Mouse. Sam was a library mouse. His home was in a little hole in the wall behind the children's reference books, and he thought that life was very good indeed. Every day, when the library was full of people walking up and down the aisles, studying, checking out books, and working on computers, Sam was curled up in his little hole, sound asleep. Every night, when the people went home and the room was dark and quiet, the library belonged to Sam. Find another seat. And every night, Sam read, and he read, and he read. Sam read picture books and chapter books. He read biographies and poetry, cookbooks and sports books, fairy tales and ghost stories, and mysteries by the dozen. Sam's mind was filled with facts and information and images of faraway places, and his imagination rhymed over with wonder and fantasy. Sasha, can you take a break for me? One night, Sam decided that it was time he wrote a book on his own. Sam folded over some little squares of paper he took from the librarian's desk to make the pages. Then he found a pencil that he rolled underneath a shelf, and he began to write. Write what you know, Sam had read in a book about writing. So Sam wrote about being a mouse. He drew the pictures for his book by posing in his little mirror and then sketching what he saw. Sam worked very, very hard, and finally his first book was done. He called it Squeak, A Mouse's Life, and he wrote on the cover, Words and Pictures by Sam. He went to the autobiography section of the library, and he tucked his first book onto the shelf. Then he went back to his little hole in the wall and waited. The next afternoon, sunlight streamed in through the library windows. "What's this?" asked a little girl whose teacher had sent her to the library to do a book report. "I've never seen anything like this before," said the librarian. And she put Squeak, A Mouse's Life, on her desk. Later, she showed it to the other librarians. Sam decided to write another book. It was called The Lonely Cheese. And working on the book made him feel very hungry. It was a good thing that he always found so many crumbs to eat by the trash basket in the hallway. When he had finished the illustrations, Sam scurried to the picture book section and proudly placed his latest book on the shelf. Then he went back to his little hole in the wall and waited. The next morning, sunlight streamed in through the library windows. "What's this?" asked a little boy who was looking for a big book about trucks. "It's another book by Sam," said the librarian. Just who is Sam? She thought to herself, and put the lonely cheese on her desk. Later, she showed it to the children at story time. Sam decided to write a chapter book. It was called The Mystery of Mouse Mansion. And it gave Sam goosebumps when he wrote down the scary parts. The full moon was shining down through the windows of the darkened library when Sam crept over to the mystery section and sneakily placed his book on the shelf. Then he went back to his little hole in the wall and waited. The next day, sunlight streamed in through the library windows. "What's this?" asked a teenager who was looking for a good, creepy book to read before bed. "We've got to find out who this Sam is," said the librarian. "I'll leave a note on the bulletin board and tell him that I would like to meet our new author." She put Mystery of Mouse Mansion on her desk, and later she showed it to the writing class that came in after school. That night, Sam found the notes, and he read it out loud. "Dear Sam, all of us at the library have been enjoying your books immensely. We are all wondering who is this mysterious Sam. Whoever you are, you certainly have a lot of talent. Not everyone has it in them to write even a single book, let alone 3. We think it would be fun to have a Meet the Author Day with you as our special guest. The children would love to hear you read your books and share some of your secrets for writing. Yours truly, Mrs. Forrester, Head Librarian." Sam felt very nervous. He was happy that the children at the library liked all of his books. He was flattered that they wanted to meet him. But mice, as a rule, are very shy when it comes to meeting people. Sam could not understand why people thought that writing and making up stories was so hard. It was, if only they would try, they might find out that writing was really lots of fun. Sam had an idea. He went to the librarian's desk and got some supplies. All night long, he wrote and he drew and he snipped and he folded and he stapled his little pieces of rectangle paper into mouse-sized books. In the morning, when the librarian opened up the children's room, there was a sheet of paper taped to the door. "Meet the author today," it read. A little girl was the first to see Sam's display, all set up on the front table. "What is this?" she asked. There sat a tissue box with a pair of pencils taped to the sides and a banner stretched across the top. On the banner was written, "Meet the author," with an arrow pointing down. The girl bent over to look in the empty tissue box. "Oh!" she said in surprise, for there at the bottom of the box lay Sam's little mirror, and in the mirror the little girl saw her own face smiling up at her. "Me?" she said. "An author?" Next to the mirror was a stack of tiny blank books and a pile of pencils that Sam had sharpened with his teeth. The banner says, "Meet the author." Who is the author? Who is the author, Taylor?
It's her.
The little girl. All that day, and for many more thereafter, people came to the little display to meet the author. Soon there was a whole shelf full of books written and illustrated by people who had never written books before, telling stories that had never been told. Sam was a library mouse. His home was in a little hole in the wall behind the children's reference books. All that night, Sam sat in his hole thinking and writing about the next book he would write. Would it be a mystery, an adventure, a funny book, a true story? There were so many stories to tell. Aha! He thought, I'll just have to write one of each. Sam picked up a pencil and got to work. I thought I would read this book, even if you had heard this bookmark in first grade, because I think you are authors. I think every single one of you have a story to tell, whether it's a funny story, an adventure story, a picture book story, a comic book story, whatever kind of story it is, I think you all have the ability to tell them. Now, remember I told you sometimes we have presents that we have to open, and these presents are ours to have on our own, and some presents are ours to share with our class. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but when I came in this morning, I saw a box full of balloons and 2 blue bins full of balloons. I'm wondering if something is underneath those balloons. We're going to find out if there is. Someone left me a note this morning, just like in the Library Mouse, but instead of leaving a book, they wrote a note, and on the note said, "Dear Miss Kessler's class, please enjoy what I've placed underneath the balloons for you this year. Each student will get their own. Treat with care. Love, the Library Mouse." So we get to see what's under there. If you have a guess, if you want to make a prediction about what might be under those balloons, raise your hand. Summer, what do you think? Awesome prediction. Sasha, do you have another prediction?
I think there'll be lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of books.
Lots of books? Okay. Justin? Ooh.
You get candy.
If it was candy, I would be super excited too, Justin. But I don't know if the Library Mouse would leave us candy. Remember, mice like food. I don't think he would share his food with us. I think he would say, "This is all mine, all mine, all mine." Mark, you're going to be my last customer. What do you think it might be?
I think it might be lots. I think it's gonna be more. I think it's gonna be more balloons.
Just a whole box full of balloons?
No. Underneath, like a bag full of balloons that are not puffed up like those, so we can get our own bubble balloons.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go get some of those balloon boxes. What I need you to do is show me that you are responsible second graders by sitting in the circle, because I'm going to have to give you little pins. We're going to have to pop these balloons to see what is underneath. So if you are sitting in a level 0, you will get a pin to pop the balloon. Make sure you're in your circle. Great job, Darius. You might want to move back a little so other fronts have a chance to look. So I'm waiting. I'm still waiting to bring these over. So maybe, remember my magic? If I close my eyes, everyone will be either sitting on the benches or they'll be sitting up against the wall. Crisscross with their hands in their lap, showing me what super second graders should look like. Now I'm going to put these in the middle, but remember, I'm going to call the second graders over to pop, so you just need to be sitting there. I see that Summer is so excited. Summer, I am so excited too. Whoa! Oh, oh boy.
You need help?
Tony, you might have to move. I don't want to hurt you. Oh. Friends, this feels like an amazing present. Okay? Excuse me. You know what? I was wondering, next to the note this morning, there was this star. And inside the star were little pins. I didn't put it together. I didn't think that they wanted us to use these to get to what's underneath until I thought of how we have to pop them. This is how we're going to pop them. I'm going to do the first one. After each pop, we can make one noise. The one noise we can make is, ooh. All right? I'm going to practice. Pop! Can you go take a break from me, okay? All right, I'll do the first one. I'm seeing who's paying attention. So it's just going real slow, real slow. Summer, would you like to come over? Remember what we say? We say, great job, Samara. You are being very safe with your pins. Darius, you're doing an excellent job. Will you pass it to someone you think is doing a great job listening? Great job being safe. Go ahead. Will you pass it? Will you pass it? chance to do it? Okay, great. Boys and girls, as everyone popped the balloons, I noticed there is something very special in here. Ladies, come take a look first. Ladies, come take a look first.
Ladies always first.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Gentlemen, come take a look.
To JK, I think I have to close the door for what I'm about to tell you.
Ooh. Wait, hold on. Miss Kardashian's got something to tell us.
So, to CK, might be getting a similar present, but not until tomorrow. So your special job is to not tell them what it is. Thumbs up if you think you can do that special job. Okay. So this is a 2JK secret. Don't tell my girl. Okay.
2JK, I'm going to hand you your present. Boys, will you go to your seats? Mr. Darius, get your Punch a Bunch card. I didn't even have to say it. You were already there. I'm going to hand you your brand new presents. Whoa! I don't know if you noticed, but last year you guys had folders. This is a binder with cool folders in here. And it sounds like you have something in here. So I want you to have some time to look at it. Remember, today we're just exploring. So when I give you your binder, you can go to your seat and explore. We're not writing today. Explore everything. Take a look. When you hear me play this song, I need you to put your new Writer's Workshop binder in your desk. And then I need you to get in line because we had computer science. Miss Elise, congratulations. You're welcome. Taylor,